Hey, what's up? This is Zemka and I want to show you around the FunnelKit and how you use it, and just quickly overview the entire plugin so you don't have any difficulties using it. Now, it's pretty much self-explanatory, but I know that sometimes you can find one or another setting that is quite confusing, and without any video or without any explanation it's just sometimes impossible to figure it out. So I'm going to show you around, and it's gonna be a quick video of like 5 minutes, 5 to 6 minutes. So we have 3 tabs: view pages, add new, and license. In the license you just enter your license key, and without it the FunnelKit will not work. So in the view pages you can view all of your pages that you have created with a FunnelKit or that you have imported. Now you can export pages by clicking this green button here, and you can delete pages by clicking this red button here. If you want to import pages, by the way, exports in not HTML format but in FunnelKit's format. So you can import the files by clicking the import button here. You have to name the page whatever you want to call it and choose the file where have you exported it previously. So you can import on different FunnelKit installations on different servers, different hostings. So this is a good idea if you have, let's say, students, and if you want to provide lead capture pages to them. So let's go ahead. By the way, you can edit, view, or copy the pages right here. Let's add a new page, and everything is in simple 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 step manner. And we designed this step sequence so even the beginners can actually create pages in a matter of minutes without actually having to spend hours doing it. The first things first, we need to select the background of our page. So it can be a geographical locations like satellite view, road view, or satellite and road view. This is a famous function from my previous plugin GOptin. Then you can select the image, and those guru image screens. You can select whether you want to cover the entire page with a solid color, gradient color, or if you want to have a YouTube video. If you would select any of these, more settings will appear like this. So I'm going to show in this demonstration, I'm going to go for the image. So far I'm going to upload an image that I have previously set up. Let's see, where is that thing? Just give me one moment. I have this beautiful high resolution Eiffel Tower blurred image, so I'm gonna use that. Later on I'm gonna show you how easy it is to change things on FunnelKit. So I have uploaded the image, and I'm gonna select stretch background image. Now what it will do, it will stretch it in 100 width and height. You can pin the background image, so that means when you scroll down, if you have a sales letter and you scroll down, it will not scroll, it will not scroll off. It will stay in the same position all the time. Now if you have a smaller background image and you're not stretching it in 100 width and height, you can fill it with color. So for example, we have a small background image, let's say a little gradient or a little pattern that fades into some color, so we can select the background color so it fills in the entire page. Now if our background image is smaller than than the full screen, or we're not setting the stretch background image thing, we can repeat it horizontally or vertically. The same, pretty much the settings are pretty much easy with any of these options. So for example, solid color, you only need to select the color. Gradient, you select the top and bottom color. Video, you enter the YouTube video URL, you can mute the video and you can loop the video. Satellite and road view, and pretty much all these 3 are the same. So you can select whether you want to have a dynamic map type or static. Dynamic will use your IP address from public IP address database, and it will try to locate your city, state, country, region where you're at, and it will land you in the by dynamic option. It will try to locate where you are, and that place will be shown in the background. Now with the static, you can enter map URL from Google Maps. Basically, you just go to maps, google.com. You find any location. So let's say again Eiffel Tower. Let's go for that one. Eiffel Tower, right? We click this link, this link over here, and we copy the map URL. Now we have this map URL, and one parameter that is important for us is zoom equals 17. Now we can use this, we can use this parameter to adjust how it will look like on FunnelKit. So for example, zoom equals 18, zoom equals 17. On FunnelKit, it's quite custom, so you need to specify whether you want to have more or less zoom by specifying the z equals number. So you can increase or decrease the zoom level by by this number. So I'm just gonna copy this. I'm just gonna, for example, now we have Eiffel Tower right here. I'm just gonna copy this link, right? And I'm going to add this into FunnelKit. Static FunnelKit road view. Okay, but for now we're gonna go for the image, background image. Okay, so let's click next, and we land on the step 2. Now we have a quick preview box that will show us our changes, what we do, quickly, so we can see how it will look like on at the end. So we have this option follow, and we have switch on off. Follow, it will mean if we scroll down, the box will follow us. But if we have if we are on a smaller screen, let's say on my Mac, on my MacBook Air 11-inch, this quick preview box is sometimes gets cut off just because of the screen size. So we can turn off the following effect, and it will stay right there. Okay. So step 2 is basically your main container, and main container is where you put all the content on the squeeze page or sales page. We can select whether we want to have a full width or fixed width. I'm gonna go for the fixed width layout, and we're gonna add 700 pixels. Padding is actually a how do you call it? It's a border around the border that will not have any content on it. So for example, if I add 10 pixels, so what it will do, it will have a 700 pixels width box, and it will have a 10 pixels width from each side, from top, bottom, left, right. It will have 10 pixels where no text and no images will be added. Basically, it's like a picture frame, so nothing will go on that. So I like to keep it at 30 or 10 per pixels, so it looks good. Now opacity, you can set any opacity as you want. I'm gonna go for 80% here. We can select the color of our main container. Now I'm gonna go for white. You have this nice little color picker. I'm gonna go for white color. We can select whether we want to have round borders and whether we want to have any border, for example 3 pixels black border. And as you can see on the right, we already had a quick preview which shows the current the current preview of our container. And this is the padding that I was talking about. If we would have padding 5, right, as you can see, this changes. This is a preview of your main container. Text goes a little bit off the edges of the container, right? So I'm gonna go for, let's say, 20 pixels, right? And now we can select whether we want to have the container on the middle, on the left side, or on the right side. If we select the left side, we can select percentages for how many percentages off each side. For example, from right or from left side, you'll have this box. So for example, if we would type in 10%, we would have a 10% gap, and then we would have our squeeze page main container. If we would select 50%, our squeeze page container would be at the middle of the screen. So you can align it horizontally any way you like, either from the right side or from the left side. Now in this example, let's go for from left side, or let's say from from left side, let's say 20%. We can always change that. I just want to show you how it looks like. Now container vertical position, we can either select whether we want to have it on top of the page, or we want to have some some pixels from top of the page. So I'm gonna go for, let's say, 150 pixels from top of the page. Now, oh, by the way, I'm gonna remove the borders. As you can see here, black, it doesn't really look good, so I'm gonna delete that. And I'm gonna enable outer glow, so it has got 20 pixels outer glow black. Now we have this nice little form. Actually, I'm gonna decrease the opacity of my outer glow, and I'm gonna increase the size of it. Okay, now we can go for the next step. Third step is our sign up form or our web form builder. Now this is optional. If you are not building a squeeze page, you don't have to do this. If you're building, for example, webinar page, or if you're building a sales page and you don't want to use any web form. But in this example, I just logged into my Aweber and I made this little this little form right here. So this is a default Aweber form. I'm gonna delete this "we respect your privacy" email marketing powered by Aweber. I'm gonna delete the footer and the header. So we have this simple little form. Okay, now let's save this form and let's publish it. We want to grab the raw HTML version, not the not the JavaScript version, and you can exclude the beautiful form styles so the code is a little bit fancier. And we can add this to the FunnelKit. Now I just copy pasted the code. Now it will display the form as is, so this little not beautiful form. But if we want to tweak it, we can enable custom styles, and we will have our form. We can change our form any way we want. So basically we can select the body, the form body that we want to have. I'm gonna go for light yellow. As you can see, we have light yellow. Now padding, again, I'm gonna select 10 pixels of padding. By the way, one tip that I want to mention is you can add labels. You can add values to these web forms. So for example, enter your name here, and let's say enter your email here. If we would add like this, so on FunnelKit you can change the way these texts look like. For example, enter your name here, enter your email here. But now I didn't do that. I just included the form as is, so we're gonna go for it. Now we can select border. Let's go for dark red, 4 pixels dashed, a little bit more red. Let's say like this. Okay, let's go for 7 pixels. Okay, that looks good. Now inputs, these are the inputs that I was talking about. Let's make them black, 20 pixels, and let's say Tahoma. Okay, we have our inputs. Now width are the fields. These are the input fields. So let's say width, let's have it 300 pixels since the form is 400 pixels. Height 25, let's make it 40 pixels. This is not mandatory, like I've said. This is just if you don't have a form builder. For example, if you are using GVO mail that doesn't have any beautiful form builder at all, so you can use our inbuilt FunnelKit editor. Oh, by the way, remember what I've said about the following option? If I would uncheck this, as you can see, the form doesn't it doesn't follow me anymore. If I check it again, it starts to follow me again. Okay, so padding, let's make the field padding 20. Okay, that looks good. 50. I'm just kind of experimenting with the looks. You can have anything you want. Now border, let's have a little border. That would be dotted solid. Okay, we have solid light border. Now alignment, center. Okay, and we can add a custom button URL, or we can browse the gallery with a lot of buttons. So for example, let's have the subscribe, which is default, and we can select the button width 200. So let's say 300 pixels. Sorry, and let's make it a center. Okay, we have our form up and running. Now let's click next, and now we have the fun part, which is drag and drop editor or the FunnelKit. So you can have pretty much anything you want here. Now at the bottom you can already see a tip, which is which indicates what sort of the variables you can use. So for example, you can use country, state, city, date, time, IP, browser. That's all the variables of your visitor. So for example, if you would have a text saying this system works in city and country. So for example, me, it would be this system works in Vilnius, Lithuania. So you can make the pages geographically targeted, and that is really awesome. Now the output, you can output it in uppercase, lowercase, and capital first. So this is just a tip. Now at the right you can see our tools that we can drag and drop to the main content. Now you can add things as is, or if you want to, and it will be added to the main container that we've previously created. This one white with outer glow of dark gray. Or you can add for example columns, and columns are basically it allows you to add multiple content in, so it looks good. So for example, we can go for 2 columns, and we can add let's say opt-in form to 1 column. We can add an image to this column, and we can add, so for example, I'm just gonna delete this. We can add some text, and we can add many things, as many things as we want. So for example, we can have text, and we can have opt-in form, and for example, image here that would say, opt-in above, to opt-in form, enter your just select the image above, and that's it. Just kind of have an arrow pointing to it. So it's pretty much, you can have anything you want with it. Now I'm gonna quickly add some text. So visual. Okay, I'm just gonna have a little bit of text. Let's say heading 2. Enter your email on the right to get a gift. I'm just creating a quick page for you. I don't really want to, I'm not creating a serious squeeze page right now. This is just for demonstration purposes what you can do. Now opt-in form, you don't have to do anything. You can just select the alignment. So for example, center, it's gonna align the center of the column. Now image, you can click the gear button and upload the image and select width, height, and alignment. So I don't have any images prepared, so I'm just gonna delete this section right now. And we can have, you can have multiple columns. You can have, for example, 2 columns, and then add, I'm just gonna delete this. You can add, for example, 2 columns and add 3 columns here. So you would have one, wide column and 3 narrow columns. You can build any layout as you want. And columns have got, if you would click the gear button here, you would have settings for the column. So you can select whether you want to have it, in full width, fixed width, whether you want to have any background color for them, so it will be filled. You can select the border size. You can select the border color, whether it has got round corners, padding. So if you have not specified the padding in step 2, you can do it here. So basically, you can create any layout as you want. So for example, if you want to divide columns, if you would have, let's say, I'm gonna delete this. If I have 2 columns and I want to make the right one very wide and the left one very narrow, I can do it right here. Left column 10%, right column 90%. I say that, and I can add text here. It will be 10%. I can add text here. It will be 90%. Okay, so you can have, like I've said previously, variables like city, country, state, all these variables. I'm gonna say that, and as you can see, it's a little bit difficult to see how your page will look like, your squeeze page. So what we added a function where you can click the switch, and it collapses all, the technical part of the builder and only shows your squeeze page. So of course you can see these, little gray boxes, but they will not be present when you will publish your page. And of course, this little mail icon will be turned into, for example, opt-in form. That video embed will be turned into actual video, etc. So I'm gonna go next, and now we have really cool option. This is again optional, but this is a very cool thing, and it's called callouts. Now callouts are little SMS messages that appear on your page. They're just crazy conversion boosters. So I'm gonna have, black callouts, opacity, let's say 80%, width, let's say 250. I'm just gonna go quick forward, so you can see the settings that I do, and what will be the output. Padding 10. So basically, you can see that the settings are pretty much similar everywhere on the FunnelKit. Now margins, these are the spaces between the actual the actual callout messages. I'm gonna go for 20. Round corners, they're gonna appear on bottom right. I'm gonna have 3 callout messages, and I'm gonna add some text. Let's say only 10 copies available. I'm gonna make this bold, and I'm gonna make this white. Okay, and we can select the delay, so this will appear after 1 second. Now we can have another message after, let's say, 3 seconds, 1 second, 3 seconds, 8 seconds, okay? So let's say only 10 copies are available, let's say only 7 copies available, only 3 copies available. You can, you can have anything you want. Now this is a live, this is a live demonstration, so something may go wrong. So if something will not look like we want to, we can always go back to the editor. Now we can click next. You will see what are the callout messages, and let's give our page a name. Let's say download my success system. Oh, okay, this is the page name. So let's say FunnelKit Demo 1. Page title, download my success system, and we can enable exit pop-up. This exit pop-up is unblockable, so we can have, we can create really cool pop-up with, let's go for the black pop-up. It would have, some text. We can center the text and say, wait. Let's make it white. Let's say wait. Don't miss this out. Okay, I'm gonna make it heading 2, gonna center it, and gonna make it white too. So I can add images. So for example, a button where a graphical image, a button for example that would say, let's grab a button code actually from step 3, this one. Browse gallery, subscribe, download now, continue. Okay, let's copy image URL. Let's go to step 6, and we have, this is our text. It's only in white, so we cannot see it. But if we would add, we can add media and insert from URL. Okay, center, caption, custom URL, and we can lead, for example, to google.com right now. So if we would say something like, wait, don't miss this out, click the continue button to get your special discount. Okay, so we would have this little button right here. It's not so little, by the way. I'm just going to decrease the size of it so it's a little bit smaller, 70%, 60%. Okay. Okay, and we can specify whether we want to enable the box can be closed or cannot be closed. So if the box can be closed, if they would click elsewhere or the box, outside of the box, on the light, on the darkened area of the page, the box will close. But if we select this, if we don't check this, box can be closed. So basically, they will not be able to close the box, and it will only fade out if they refresh the page. So this again depends on what you need. Now the tracking code, you can insert pretty much any tracking code. It will be inserted right at the before the ending body tag. So you can insert your ad tracks, gold, link track, or click meter, Google Analytics code, or pretty much anything you want. Now let's save this and let's see what is the outcome of our page. And there we go, you can see the page. Of course, it doesn't really look that good because we just kind of, put elements just like that. We didn't really test how it looks, but as you can see, we had the background picture, the Eiffel Tower that we uploaded. We have a pretty form generated by FunnelKit. We have these callout messages on bottom right. If you haven't noticed them, I'm gonna click the refresh button so you can see them again. As you can see, they are appearing on timely basis. We've specified when they need to appear, and they're appearing one after another. So we can see we have 2 columns that we have specified on the FunnelKit. We have the outer glow. We have everything that we have specified in our settings. So the form is not centered, it's from the top, it's 150 pixels. I believe it's 150 pixels that we've set from the top. It's 20% from the left. As you can see, there's 20% from the left part of, from the left edge of the page. If we would set like 30%, it would be like here, 40 here, 50 here, 60 here, 70, 80, and 90%. It's, as you can see, it makes the gap. If it would be on the right, the gap would be over here. So, this is just a demonstration how the page looks like, and we can, just quickly edit few things on it, we can go back to the editor and change a few things so everything looks a little bit better. Step 2, fixed width. Let's add 1000 pixels instead, and let's see how that looks. Okay, let's hit the refresh button. As you can see, it's way better now because now the form is not going over the edge. Oh, by the way, we can, what we can do, I forgot to show you one thing. We can hover here at the top, and I'm just gonna turn on the exit pop-up. Just one moment. I'm gonna go to step 6, and I'm going to enable exit message again. So because I have disabled it, I'm just gonna enable it, and let's refresh this. And the exit message should now work. As you can see, we have our exit message that says, wait, don't miss this out. We have this little continue button that goes to Google. If we would click this, we've set it to go to the Google, and we can close it. Like I've said, we can close the box if we click outside the area like this. So you can have pretty much any exit message, any color, any text, images, videos, whatever you want in the exit message, you can have that. And this is unblockable because this is powered by jQuery. This is not powered by standard exit messages that we are used to, the ones that uses the exit splash type. So it works, it works very well on your squeeze pages. It will not, what it does, it uses the it determines whether the mouse is at the top of the page, and when it reaches 15 pixels at the top of the page, it shows the message, it shows the call out message, the light box, the exit message. So of course it will not, it will not work that well on the sales pages, on long sales letters, because the top position is right here, at the very top of the page. So either at the bottom of the sales page and they will try to close the page, they will obviously not, their mouse will not go over that field. But on the squeeze pages, this works crazy well. So let's try to change one more thing I want to show. Oh, by the way, have you noticed that it says, remember that we were creating a headline, it said enter your email on the right to get a gift, and then I had city, I had country, and I had state. So yeah, I'm living in Vilnius, Lithuania, and that's Vilnius Apskritis here. So it shows where I am. And we can, we can create something cool now. We can click the road view. We can go for the dynamic view. Let's go to step 4. Let's delete the column. Let's delete this. Let's add something new. Let's add text, let's say. And text can say something like, can grab font size 7, font family. Let's go for Tahoma, and we can say this system works in city, and you can earn your first in 2 days. Okay, so it will say this system works in Vilnius and you can earn your first $100 in 2 days. Something, something like this, something very simple. We can, make it something red, more colors. I'm just going to play around, for a few moments. First $100 in 2 days, and we can say enter your email below to get more information. Italic, save. Then we can get an opt-in form, and then we can add some more text. And for example, we can have a text at the bottom that says some, some, let's say, legal links. Copyright C 2013 FunnelKit. Okay, Now this is just, I'm just experimenting. I want to see how that will look. We can increase, by the way, the size of the callouts, you know, so they're not so tiny. I'm going to make, you know, heading 2. Only 10 copies, let's say only 7 copies. I'm just playing around, so you know, you get a better idea of what FunnelKit is capable of. Basically, you can create pretty much any page that you want. And let's save the settings and see, you know, how that looks. You can always, you know, click the preview link, and you know, you will a preview will be generated. Just keep in mind that FunnelKit uses pop-ups to display you know, preview of the page. So if you have some sort of the pop-up blocker like ad block plus, or if you have a Safari, make sure that your ad blocking plugins are turned off, because otherwise the preview will not be generated, because preview is generated through JavaScript, so you know that is processed easier and faster. So let's see how our page looks like. Okay, what we can do, we can change a few things here, but as you can see, we have, you know, Vilnius is shown on the right hand side of the page. So this is my city where I live. So this is extremely powerful, because every single visitor that lands on your page will have a unique page, you know, it will have a unique experience, you know, because the page will be geographically targeted to him. Now let's change a few more things so the page looks like, you know, looks a little bit better. What I want to do, I want to make the container centered, a little bit more narrow. I want to center the opt-in form, and let's do that real quick. Fixed width 600 pixels, let's say 600 pixels. What else we wanted to change? We wanted to go to step 4 and add a little spacing right below, you know, right below the copyright, so it doesn't glue, no, it's not glued up with these things, you know, so it's not glued up with the opt-in form. Now what else we want to change? We can, you know, make the opt-in form centered, and let's give it a go. Let's see how that looks. Alright, so as you can see, our callouts appear at the bottom right. Now they are a little bit bigger. And one more thing, what we want to do, we want to actually change, the alignment of the actual main container. So middle, from top 150 pixels. Okay, that seems right. And let's save this. Now as you can see, our page looks really nice right now. We can change pretty much anything in it. You know, we can go for the other layout if we want to. The only thing that's not currently working, because this is a development version that I'm shooting this video on, is the alignment of the web form. But we're gonna get this fixed in, you know, today or probably tomorrow. So because it's a Thanksgiving today, and yeah, and we're gonna fix this, and pretty much, you know, as you can see, everything works really nicely. You know, it's a really powerful plugin, and you can do pretty much anything you want with it. Now I'm gonna change the layout real quick so you can see how easy it is with FunnelKit. So, you know, it's not just, you know, standard squeeze page builder, you know, just like pretty much everyone else has got on the field. Now let's change I'm gonna change the layout to something completely different. I'm gonna go for the color, let's see, black, or I'm gonna go for a dark layout. I'm gonna add column here, and what I want to do, I will grab the text, okay, I'm going to make this text yellow. This text, I'm going to make it yellow. First $100, I'm going to make it red again. Okay, so let's change few more things. Copyright, I'm going to make this white. And I'm going to change the one column. I'm going to change the background color to black. And full width, round borders. Okay, and let's see how that will look. It should look pretty nice. Okay, we're not quite there yet. Let's change a few more things. It's all about, you know, testing and seeing how your page will look like. Padding, let's remove the padding. Let's go to step 3. Okay, so this yellow is not quite there yet. Let's change the color of the yellow. More colors. Okay, let's make it like this. Fixed width. Now I'm going to set this to return. I'm going to set the padding. I have removed the padding. As you can see, we have the padding of entire form, which doesn't really look that good, right? So I have removed the padding of entire form, and I have included the padding of this one column, the one that we have here in black. So now the opt-in form will be glued to the side of the page, but that's just because we don't have the alignment of the form enabled right now. But we're gonna do that, like I've said. This is a quick fix for us. So I'm going to save this and going to see how that looks. Now probably you have seen this layout before, the black layout, right? So now this is what we did. This is what we quickly created with FunnelKit, a black layout. Now if we would center the form, it would look really well. This is just a result that I have come up in a matter of minutes. So and I'm doing this live on the screen, so I'm not really doing a good job, if you can say that. Now I'm gonna make the round borders, so it's not that it's not that edgy right there. I'm going to refresh, and as you can see, the borders became a little bit round, a little bit more round. So that's it. This is how you create the page. And what we can do, we can make the page very narrow, for example 400 pixels. That looks really good. So basically, it's about playing with with these playing with these settings and seeing, and just to see what works best for you. And you can discover so many different ways of creating the pages. Our beta testers created so many different pages. We were stunned. With the looks of and ideas and creativity of our beta testers, because they have created pages that we have never seen before anywhere. So as you can see, we had this. By the way, we get an exit message because I hover my mouse from top to the middle of the screen. Usually, visitors will enter your page from another page, right? So if their mouse will not hover at the top of the page, they will not get this message. So as you can see, it says Vilnius here, the city that we used. It shows the city here. So it works really well, and you can create stunning pages, for example, for CPA offers, etc. So what I'm gonna do, last fix that I want to do, I'm going to change the copyright notice over here at the bottom. We have the copyright, so I'm going to decrease the font size dramatically to 2, and I'm going to decrease the font size to entire thing. Okay, so let's see how that looks. Now I'm not totally happy about the color of this, but like I said, this is just a live presentation, so we have to bear with few things. And that's it. This is how our page looks like. and I'm gonna drop off a link, you know, so you can check it out live, you know, live demo it. And if you have any questions, just let me know. So this video went way over the, you know, over what I was planning to do, and basically, you know, I wanted to show every single feature. And if you have any questions, just let me know and I will gladly answer them. And probably by now you know exactly how to use FunnelKit and every single feature of it. So still, if you have any questions, just drop me a line, I will help you out. And thanks for watching this video.